Howdy Internet. This is the inaugural episode of Into Life's Labyrinth. Yes. I'm Jack and this is Julia.
And I'm Julia and this is Jack.
Yes.
And so listen up or get swallowed, listeners, or watchers.
Because today we're talking about life and death.
Now we're talking about life and death. Thank you very much. All right.
You're Okay, so to start it off, I think, should we talk about who we are and kind of what we do?
Okay, yes. So we are high school students who decided that the internet needed one more Catholic little blurb thing that talks about...
We're here for you too, Christians.
Sorry. So, but it's not just for Catholics. It's just like, this is us. We are Catholic, and we just want to talk about Jesus. And just like... yeah. So, we're not just going to, just exploring life in general.
Yes.
Exploring life's labyrinth. That's what we're doing.
Pretty much.
All right.
Later, we can delve a little bit deeper. But, so I think...
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is a... I actually didn't have anything to say, so you can talk.
Alright. Okay, so I think to start this off, we're just going to dive right in. And,
I actually can't dive very well.
Can't dive very well.
Well, maybe I can. I'm always afraid of hitting the bottom of the pool.
Next episode, we'll film ourselves swimming.
No, that's not going to happen, guys. Sorry.
Fill some contents in the pool.
Alright.
Okay, so,
So we're talking about life and death this episode. We didn't really know how to start off our little video blog. Oh, and by the way, it's called a video blog. It is not a vlog.
I was going to call it a web series.
Oh, video web series. Let's call it that.
All right. So what you're seeing right now is the storm of our brains, some call it a brainstorm or planning process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much, I was going to go somewhere with that.
But then it didn't happen. So let's just keep going. So we were trying to plan what our first episode for this video series was. And we're like, should we start with something light and fluffy introduction? And then Jack's like, let's just do death. So we're doing death.
Yeah.
And life, because life is part of death.
Yeah, integral.
Integral to death.
Yeah.
So...
nothing like either one of them.
Mm-hmm. So the first thing we want to talk about death is hope. And that might seem a little contradictory.
Yeah, no, people usually, when they think death, they usually think end, or gray, funerals, suits.
Black umbrellas. I think black umbrellas. Like
yeah.
that little scene where it's always like the camera coming down on a black umbrella in a rainstorm.
Yeah, the rainstorm's important. People always assume rainstorms. But the thing about death is that it's a celebration of life. And I know that that doesn't sound like what we're taught, but the thing is it's just another door. It's not the end. And that's kind of like what we'll be focusing on.
Because, we're in a labyrinth door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
See how we tied that in there? Yeah.
Alright, so life and death. So initially, we're going to talk about, in the Bible, how death is illustrated. And so in the Bible, I've always, whenever I think of death, I think of this one homily I heard from Father Jonathan. I'm going to mention his name because he's awesome. But Father Jonathan gave this homily on... Huh?
Just continue.
Okay, a father that I heard this from. But he was talking about the different groups of Israel. And he was like, so there's the Sadducees, then there's the Pharisees, and then there's the other...
Something Steve's.
Something Steve's. Anyway, but he's like, and then the Sadducees, they didn't believe in life after death. And that is why they were sad, you see. That's why I've always remembered the Sadducees. But I think it's so true. If you don't believe in life after death, if you don't believe in, if this is really it, you have to be sad. You're sad, you see.
And that's a good starting point because, there are plenty of people who I talk to, and I've gotten the question many times, why should I live if I'm just going to die? What is there to be happy about if all that awaits me is just eternal nothingness? But that's the thing, is that it's not just the journey or the destination, it's the journey itself. We live life to the fullest because we've been gifted with this time on earth. Death may be the end of our bodies for now, but that's why you treasure them. It's like a flower, It's planted and it grows, eventually it's going to wither
Unless
away.
you're a bad gardener. Then that goes.
So, yeah, I mean, if you're a bad gardener, well, I mean, there's always like that little bit of a growth. But okay, if you're anything other than a bad farmer, gardener, well, I mean farm too. But
Same with tomatoes.
yes.
No tomatoes.
No, what? Okay.
All right, keep talking.
Yes,
Sorry.
thank you. But yeah, so you see, that's the thing, is that why do flowers grow then? That's not what I'm trying to get at all.
Okay, so
I'm off my.
see this. We would like to say that this video series is going to contain a lot of rambling. It's going to contain a lot of just random things. For example, right now I'm going to ask our camera person how long we have been videoing because I forgot to start the timer. Please.
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
For those of you who do not know, there's really only there's about 4 or 5 of us here. But behind the camera is our producer, editor, camera person, and artist, Claire Rose.
Yes.
I don't think we should give out last names.
Just Claire Rose.
We don't want
But you
any
cannot
people
leave
shouting
off the
out
Rose. It has to be Claire Rose.
If you prefer, you can call her Rosie, but she doesn't like that.
Okay, so back to life and death.
And flowers.
And flowers. We could continue the
We didn't put it in the title because there wasn't enough room.
Yeah, life and death and flowers. Well, there's like a death in chocolate. Like, that's a thing. It's in the book Thief. There's a chapter called Death in Chocolate. No, and chocolate.
And chocolate. And yeah, that's the thing, is that it kind of goes back to what I was saying before about death being a celebration of life rather than mourning the end of it. Because you mourn that they're gone, but celebrate that they're someplace. Celebrate that they're back home. They've been called home. Then back to where we all are going to be.
Yeah.
And so one example I'm going to bring up is if you guys have not seen a New Orleans funeral, I encourage you to look it up. Yeah, it is truly a celebration of life. They take the casket and the family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
They line up and they parade down the streets with a jazz band to the actual gravesite, and then they bury the body. And it is truly, they're saying, you know, we miss you, but we know that there's a plan and that you're gone for a reason.
Yeah, and that's I've been to one funeral. I've been very blessed not to have anyone really close to me die. But I've been to one funeral. It was my dad's friend, and they didn't I guess they didn't really have a funeral. They weren't Catholic. They were a Christian. I don't know which denomination. Sorry, Christians, but I'm Christian. All right,
Yeah,
so I need to stop
we're
talking
Christian here.
now. But anyway, it was instead of like a funeral because they didn't have like the mass or anything that Catholics have at a Catholic funeral. But instead, they called it a celebration of life. They had it where they just had people come up and just say all of the things they loved about the person, and it's like, you're in a better place now, and this is what we're going to remember you as. And this is the things that we did with you that we enjoyed, and so.
Yeah, and I've been to a couple of funerals too, and it's always it really brings you back to reality, knowing that there is going to be a time where we leave. But at the same time, you know, it's something. It makes you treasure life just a little bit more, because it's, you know, when something comes to an end, you know, you want to treasure as long as you have it. If there was no death, life wouldn't be nearly as special. And that's why there is death.
And then also, we believe in everlasting life. So like, death is just kind of something to get into like the true happiness.
It's the shutting of a door and an opening of another one.
Yes. So yeah, that's life and death. I don't really know. Did you have any other points? We had
yes,
Bible
I did.
verses.
Because that was a lot about death.
Yeah.
But I think
About life.
we should probably talk about life somewhere here. Let's give
Yeah.
it a positive spin.
Okay.
But
so,
would you like to start?
yeah, I would like to start actually.
All right.
Start.
You're welcome.
Alright. But alright, so I had I like to think of life as, well, I'm gonna start that over. I'm stumbling on my words here,
No,
but
it's
alright.
fine. It's fine. It's the first episode.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll have pity on us.
Hopefully. Oh, there's not like pitiless viewers there. All right, but
If you're pitiless, this is your cue.
to leave.
No,
Just
don't
kidding.
don't leave. This is your cue to go in the comments and tell us what we can do better.
Yeah. Oh yes, that's a very good. See, she's better than me at this.
No, come on.
Okay.
She's the one who put it together. I'm just kind of here to speak words.
Yeah, me too. That's all I do. I don't speak on words, so I just be awkward.
That would be awkward. But so as you were saying.
Okay,
about
as I was saying about life, so I don't know if any of y'all out there have read. All right, I'm gonna give you 3 examples. Number 1, probably the most least read one, is Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians by Brandon Sanderson. Is a book. So just keep that in mind if you've read it. Keep the plot in mind, and it's the whole series. And then number 2, if you've ever read Artemis Fowl series, just keep that in mind too. Like just think of the plot, and then or if you've ever read Harry Potter. So those are the 3 examples I'm going to give you, but there are 1,000 others in just the whole fantasy genre.
And one thing, just sorry to interrupt, but if you haven't read those, they're available at your public library, probably. I mean, you know, if you have any interest.
Not that you have to. All right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying we're not sponsored by the Round Rock Public Library.
We're not sponsored by the Round Rock. All right, any library, in fact, we're not sponsored at all. So
yeah, But if
just
you would
us.
like to sponsor us, then we'll leave our email in the description.
Maybe. All right. Anyway, so but the thing about these books, you don't even have to read them. I'm gonna explain why I was mentioning them. The thing about all of these is that they have. Did I say Harry Potter?
Yes.
I feel like I said it. All right, sorry. I'm very forgetful. But anyway, the thing about all of them is they have this main character who goes into. He's just going about his daily life, and then somehow he is thrust into like a whole nother world. Like not necessarily a like a Narnia type thing where he goes through a door and he's in a whole nother universe, but more like a where there's like a world underneath this one that we don't see. Like
it's like a shadow of reality.
Yeah, like a shadow of reality. Like in Harry Potter, he notices this whole he gets pushed into this whole wizard world, and like everything he knows is different. Like the
Nothing, just keep going.
Sorry, he's smiling at me. Alright, so like everything he knows is different. He's like has to learn all these new stuffs and learn all this new stuff. He gets all these new friends, and like everything about his life is totally changed because he's learned about this other world.
Birds fly, spiders are huge.
Exactly, and it's not necessarily all good, but but it's not like it's fun and it's anyway.
Yeah.
But like the other world still exists, like the real world still exists. It's just totally different than what he thought. And Artemis Fowl is the same. Like he finds this whole world of fairies underneath the world that we know, and like historical figures were influenced by fairies and all that. Like there's just a whole other level. And same with Alcatraz. If you've ever read it, that's a fantastic book. Not to promote anything, but
not sponsored by Alcatraz.
Right. All right. But anyway, the thing is that like so many people in this world just go around living their normal lives, and they're not aware of like this whole other world that actually exists. And as Catholics and Christians, we believe in Jesus Christ. We believe in some of us believe in the saints of angels. Like as Catholics, we believe in saints, we believe in angels, we believe in like a whole spiritual realm that exists and that we can't see, that we can't tangibly touch. But it's just like our faith has it there. And whenever it's not like this world is different, but like we're looking at it and we see the whole nother level, when you truly look into your faith, like it totally shines a new light on everything. You get new friends, you learn new things, there's a whole nother world just deeper. And so that's like, you can go through life and like worry about death and worry about school, or you can like find this new realm and you're still going to have to go through life. You're still going to think of death, you're still going to think of school, but like there's a whole nother level to it. It just makes it so much richer.
Yeah, and that's the thing about life is no matter who you are or where you are or what you believe, there are things we each have our cross that we have to carry. There's always going to be something. Mm-hmm. That's just it's part of life. Yes, school. There's several, but
several. There's thousands, millions, just several.
Yeah, throwing words out there. But the thing about it is that there's also, you know, there's also a God who is there to help us carry that too, and that's what's so freeing about faith. And you know, whatever you believe, there's hope. You know, there's, you know, I've talked with plenty of people. You know, it's an undeniable fact.
What's the undeniable fact? Please tell
I
me.
go somewhere with that, but I feel like I'm going off into a tangent.
Oh, that's.
But
That's what this.
but hope is the main thing. Is that and that's why we find hope from faith, because you know there is whether we make it to tomorrow, there's a God out there that loves you, and cares for you. And you know, I was actually I was talking with some people, and they were talking about how and part of the reason they don't believe in God anymore is because he didn't answer their prayers. At least they didn't. They felt like he didn't. But the thing is that whether or not your prayers are answered like that, like you can see that, you know, it's not always going to be a lightning bolt that comes down and smites all your problems. God's got a plan, and you know, the way he works, sometimes we struggle. And that's part of life, is you're going to struggle, and you're going to fall on that path. And he's always there to grab you, to help you back up again. Even when you don't see it, you have to open your eyes.
And sometimes, I've heard, I'm not going to phrase this as well as the person I heard it from, but like when you talk to God, he'll always answer you. But like he'll either say yes and answer your prayers like that, or he'll say just wait and see what I have in store for you. Just wait and see what's happening here, and like it'll be more than anything that could have happened if I had answered that right now. Like,
yeah, it's kind of like I'm going to use an example, not as profound, but
that wasn't very profound.
it's almost like when you put money into a bank, or if someone were to come up to you and say, you have $500 now, or $5 million in 20 years, what would you take?
I would take $5 million.
Yeah, that's kind of like,
I didn't consider that, sorry.
Well, that's the thing is that, you know, some people would say $5 million, but most would probably say that give me the money right now. I need that right now.
Well,
but
most people would consider it like, and that's way too.
Well, I just know whenever this was in class when we did this, and I have a class of 22 people, 20 raised their hands, just straight off that, no thinking about it. Give me that,
just
give that money now. Yeah, because they thought the guy had money for them.
Oh.
He didn't, but and that's kind of how God works. Is, you know, you can always have an easy way out of the things you're struggling with right now. Yeah. But in the end, terrible things happen.
Not necessarily. Sometimes.
Yes, always.
Yeah.
Terrible things are going to happen.
If you choose the path away from. I don't even know what you're saying. Just talk.
Yeah. Bad things are going to happen, and the reason they happen is because in the end, it's going to be okay. You're going to learn something from that, and he can take anything and turn it into something great. This is where I was going with that.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry, I totally thought you were going a different way.
So that's the reason why I'm talking about this in this episode about life, is because that is life in general. We suffer here, so that and we're rewarded up there.
Yeah.
So there's always hope. Never give that up.
I agree. Hope is very important. All right, and so now we're going to talk about. I don't know. I feel like you had Bible verses. I feel like we should really bring Bible into this.
So yes, because this is we are going to be going over theology.
Theology.
But this is open to everyone. We would not wish to alienate anyone, but you know.
That was everyone. That wasn't anything excluding.
Oh, yeah. This is for everyone.
Right.
But I did have a few.
But like the Bible, even like it's just good literature anyway.
Yeah,
but I mean, we believe that it's sacred scripture, amazing, inspired by God, but also it is open for everyone.
You know, Ian McKellen once said that this is a fantastic read.
Yeah. So did Einstein. I think he said something about Jesus.
But yeah. So I mean, part of it is one example, Psalm 48, 14, 15. Okay, so consider the ramparts, examine its citadels, then you may tell future generations, yes, so mighty is God, our God who leads us always. And so the reason why I picked this particular quote is because it does go over that, God's got a plan, as we've said before, and He is so mighty that there's, things in this world that keep you down, the demons, the terrible things. He's stronger than them. And He wouldn't let you go through them. Sorry, camera person's doing something.
Singing.
He wouldn't let you go through them unless He had a great purpose for them, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's not because He's left you.
Or that He's just like playing with you. See, I feel like a lot of people have that image like God's up there and looking down and like, let's play a little chess game with the people in there. Oh wait, my rook just died, rats. But like He truly loves you, and He's not like just like this manipulator up in the sky who's doing it all for fun.
Oh yeah. No, we're not marionette dolls. We're His creations. Yeah. And that's what we should believe.
I agree.
He's not. A lot of people have the preconception that God is some, old bearded guy who's like, you've done evil, smite it. But that's not it. He's everywhere around us, and he's not displaced from us. He's right here with us, and he wants to be close to us. Mm-hmm. Another quote that I had from Isaiah. It was Isaiah 57:1-2. The just man perishes, but no one takes it to heart. Devout men are swept away, with no one giving it a thought. And though he is taken away from the presence of evil, the just man enters into peace. Which this is like, that sums up life and death. You're gonna die.
So you could have just skipped this whole thing and just read that quote.
Yes, but we need to fill up our time slot.
Yeah.
But you're gonna die. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you blatantly and openly right now, you're gonna die. But it's okay, because there's peace waiting for you at the end. Yeah,
there's nothing to be afraid of. I feel like people build up death to be
actually,
this huge...
on the contrary, I think it's something terrifying.
Oh no.
I've always found it terrifying because. There's an innate fear of it because it's like it's something it's something it's a huge step.
But I feel like if we truly believe what we believe, there is no reason to be afraid of death.
Yes.
Because it's not unknown. We know. We just have to trust. As Catholics and Christians, we don't need to fear death. We don't need to be afraid of it. We don't even need to build it up to this thing. It's like that we believe that something greater is there, and there's nothing to be afraid of, especially if we follow God's path, if we do His will, keep His commandments, and then it's not necessary to fear death. We are a people of hope. We are a people of trust, and there's no need to fear.
Well, yeah, sorry, I feel like I was getting the wrong.
Yeah, I know.
But that actually ties into what I was about to say, which is, I looked it up and I wrote it down. The Webster Dictionary defines courage as the ability to do something you know is difficult or dangerous. And that's what God calls us to do, is be courageous. Because, you're going to be called to do things that are not easy, and you're going to go through things that are difficult and dangerous. But it's like Julie was saying, you just have to kind of take a leap of faith. He's going to catch it.
Very good. Okay, so.
Do you want to read a verse?
Sure.
We got
okay. All right. Save John fast. All right, which verse should I read then? I can read Revelation.
Sorry, we're just kind of going through this right now.
Yeah, this is our first episode. Rules.
If you're seeing this, and if you do like it, please leave us a like, and if you have comments, please comment. Tell us what we can do to improve, because that's kind of like
the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to be with you guys, and we want you guys to be with us on this journey. We hope that it lasts a while.
Yeah. Okay. Revelations 21:4 says, "He will wipe every tear from their eyes, and there shall be no more death or mourning, wailing or pain, for the old order has passed away."
No more death or mourning.
Or wailing or pain. So So, yeah, like after death, there's no more death.
Basically,
Basically what it's saying.
That's pretty much it. Now,
Alright, sorry, didn't mean to try to make fun of them.
now one thing we haven't touched on is the prospect of hell, which is real.
I feel like that's...
And it's something okay, so I'm not telling you that you're going to hell, but I am telling you, and I'm not telling you that's going to sentence you there in the way that you're thinking about it. It's not...
Okay,
okay.
I suggest
I feel like I'm stumbling with my words. It's
that we cover hell in a different topic.
a different time?
Different time,
I feel like
because
we should
currently
touch
we
it.
have 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
So,
Okay.
we kind of need to wrap up here, but
We'll
alright,
get
so
to that.
life
We'll
and
get back
death,
to that
right
later.
now, currently this episode was kind of just to introduce us, introduce our ideas, like, and then talk about death as death, like there is something more.
Yes.
So we can talk about after death later.
Okay.
Let's say that.
For all of you people out there who were wondering about after death,
We can definitely talk about it in a different episode if there's
Yeah.
interest.
Yeah, we might.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it'll come up pretty soon.
Yeah.
But since we are
We
running
might go
out
a
of
few
time,
fluffy topics first, just saying, because like this wasn't really fun. But Jesus was.
no, but we wanted to hit hard in that first episode so we can get your views.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be blatantly obvious, we wanna hook into the stream real quick.
Oh, stream.
Well, I mean,
I didn't know where you were going with that, so
sorry,
just kind of talk.
that's fair enough. I shall talk.
Alright, so one last verse, and then we will close. Thank you very much for viewing. Like and subscribe. And we will definitely come out with more, whether or not you like and subscribe. And
We're gonna be here a long while, even if you guys don't want us to be.
Yeah.
Is what we're trying to
we'll
say.
always be here. So
Okay, so what I'm going to end with is John 11:25 and 26, which is, Jesus told her, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, even if he dies, will live. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? And that's how he ends, is, do you believe this? Which, it's like what Jesus is saying. He's going to tell the truth. And he's going to tell it to you. But only you can decide if you're going to take that to heart and find meaning with it. And I think that's what we're trying to do with this web series. Is we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk for 15 minutes to a half hour.
Mhm.
But it's up to you guys out there whether you want to take meaning from it or not.
And we're never going to apologize for our faith. This is what
No.
we believe.
Oh yeah.
This is who we are. And we're going to tell it to you. And whether or not you want to log off with the video, then...
Now, if you
That's
have
your
a
choice.
problem or if you have an opinion,
Or if we're speaking heresy, please tell us.
the comment section is there.
Say.
And I don't know if we want to invite random people onto our show as guests, but we are going to have guests eventually. It's not going to be soon, but we'll get them there. And a couple of them will be different viewpoints. We'll have a couple of debates. Just so you guys
Peek
don't
into the
think-
future there.
Yeah,
This is a fluid show right now. We're not really sure what's going to go with it, so we'll just follow God's will. Lots of prayers. We always appreciate your prayers.
Yes,
if you would like to,
please send us your prayers. Or, pray for us, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so thank you very much. And we don't really have an ending catchphrase yet,
Have
but
a good day.
have a fantastic day.
Have a faithful day.
Have a faithful day.
There we go.
There we
That's
go.
a catchphrase.